Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's episode, we're going to embark on some projects that I've neglected on the 2IS for a while. So my nav screen stopped responding to touch. So this is a very common problem on the nav screen for this car, and it's a pretty easy fix. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. Also, while I'm in there, I'm going to swap out some LEDs that I had changed out about 12 years ago. Those have started failing on me, so I got to replace those broken ones. I'm actually going to replace all the white LEDs to blue LEDs for my nav screen and my climate control buttons. That's going to be on a future episode. But in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to take apart the nav screen, the radio, and the vent without damaging your dash or the vent or anything else. There is an easy way to take it out, and I'm going to try to show you guys that today. And if you find that video useful, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and subscribe so you can stay on top of all my projects for the 2IS and my other cars and all the other DIY projects I do around the house. So anyways, stay tuned. So before we get started, if you guys remember over the summer, I did a full paint correction on the IS250 along with ceramic coating it with Avalon King ceramic coat, which comes in this box right here. So what I did at the end of that video, if you guys watched all the way to the end of that, was I did a little contest on comments and number of views. So I finally hit the metrics on the number of views. So we'll go ahead and give one of these kits away to one of my viewers. So we'll go into the computer and I'll do a random drawing of all the people that left comments on that video. Alright, so we're in the computer, and here's my list that I've kept for all the people that have left comments. It looks like we got 55 people on this list, as you can tell here. So what we're going to do now, we're going to pull out the random number generator from online. I've got it set up for 1 through 55. We're going to hit generate. And we got number 6. So it looks like number 6 is Binh-Tuner. So Ben, so it looks like you're the winner. Go ahead and contact me, and congratulations on winning this ceramic coat kit. So you guys see who the winner is. I've got it right here below the comment that he left. If you are the winner, send me an email. Check out the description box for my email and give me your address, and I'll go ahead and send this to you. But for everybody that participated in that and left a comment and you know, follow me on my videos, I want to thank you. If you haven't subscribed to your channel, go ahead and subscribe now while you're watching this video. I have these little contests all the time for different things I'm doing. I actually ordered too much of these for that video, so I decided to give one away to the viewers. But I usually give away stuff that I'm trying out or testing out that I get free from these places. So thanks for participating in that quick little contest I had. If you guys didn't win and you're interested in ceramic coat, go check out AvalonKing.com. I've got a coupon code right here, Tuner WK25. That'll get you $25 off your first kit and your first order on that. So check them out if you ever need ceramic coat. So to remove the radio on this car is pretty straightforward. So you take apart the center console. So you take apart these two little silver trims right here, and everything kind of pops right up down here with this clip. Remember to take your shift knob off, and then you could just pull this whole thing off, unplug the harnesses and the wiring in here, and you should be able to get this whole center console out. I think there's a couple screws that hold the ashtray area up here on, so you take that out. Once you take that out, you have access to the screws down here on the top. This is where people mess up their dashes a lot. So up here, there's like actually 4 little clips inside the vent. Lexus actually designed this pretty ingeniously where you didn't mess them up already and break them. You can actually pull them down, and they stay in a clip, and it lets you just basically hold those 4 clips in place when you're taking it off, and then you can just slide the vent right out. And then when you want to put it back in, you pop those clips out of their retainers and you push them back in, and it clips right back in. A lot of people don't know that, and they really screw the shit out of their dash up here. If you ever see people's cars where the dash is not already melting, that's the first thing you're gonna see, like people screwing that shit up. So the first thing we're gonna do is pop these little side things off, which are pretty simple. Just lift up and just pull it straight back. Careful not to break or damage anything. Pull it straight out. Unscrew this guy. And pull the cup holder up. It comes straight up here. And you got your harnesses for the, if you have the vented and heated seats, you got that harness, and then you have the illumination harness right here. Just pop that out, put this to the side, and then there's 2 Phillips screws right here that you take out to to take the ashtray out. Go ahead and take the screws out for this. So now that we're in here, you can have access to 10 millimeters below here, which are pretty easy to get to. So now what we're gonna do is pop the vent out. This is the tricky part. So what you wanna do is, if you see those little clips up here, the easiest way is just pull them out and then they just hold right there. Some of these I might have, I think this one I might have broken the clip on this one. I know I'm missing the one over here for sure because it actually broke off. So what happened on mine is I think a couple times taking it apart, I actually broke the retaining part that holds the clip down on this one. And that one, the clip itself is just snapped off and it's actually just being kind of wedged up here against the dash. Need to just get a pry and then just try to pop this baby out without doing much damage to your dash.
Don't stop.
This side right here where I could pop it, I can pretty much pop this side out without much trouble. It's just that side where I couldn't get those clips to hold back. That's gonna give me a little bit more trouble.
Don't stop. Don't stop.
So the best way for me to do it is I'm gonna have to hold one of these down. Well, something popped out of place here. But one thing a lot of times, because there's like a face up here, and then the face actually pops into the back part of the vent, and then that's what you end up really popping out, and it loosens it from the actual thing, which is another pain in the ass that I've learned over the years trying to pop this thing open. So now that it's kind of loose, make sure we get all the clips out. Right here's kind of stuck to the dash. Troublemaker right here. Oh, this happens every time, damn it. So this thing fell out, so now, oh, it broke on me. Piece of shit. Oh well, I have to figure that one out. Pick up all the pieces. It's out, it just keeps, these little tiny spots get stuck everywhere on here. There it is. All right, and then unplug the wire harness. So inside the dash, that vent is really only held up by those four things up top. Everything else, it just kind of slides out. There is a little spot right here that it goes into, but other than that, it pretty much just clips in. Compression clip up here for that vent, and that's always the biggest pain in the ass to take this radio out, that trying to get that vent out without damaging your dash or damaging that vent to hell like I just did. The last time I took it apart, it kind of popped a couple of little things right here, which is just really nothing there. We'll go look at the extent of the damage on the actual vent itself out here. So here's what happened. So the front cover of this popped off, and then everything else kind of broke loose on the vents and everything, and these little guys fell out here, so I had to put it all back. And then this guy, this is my problem right now. I broke this into like 4 or 5 little pieces that I have to glue back. What it is a guide. So this is the side that didn't break yet, and it actually, well, it did break because it broke when I took it out, but I have to super glue that back so it actually guides this thing. But I think once you put it in there, as long as it's in there, that should be fine with the glue. It doesn't, there's really no stress, it's just a guide, because it does have a secondary guide on the back here. That's what's keeping this guy together. See, like it's got the secondary guide right here, and then that thing just holds the blades spaced evenly apart. Over here, as far as taking it off goes, what I was showing you guys earlier. So you can see this is the side that I didn't break the clips. So what it does is it just goes down and it clips into place here. And then this side, all the times I've taken it apart, I actually broke the holding clips. So when I push it down, it doesn't stay like this side. So this side is actually down right now, so you can't push anymore, but this side is sprung up. So what happens is, since this thing's sprung up, it gets caught in the dash like that. That's one right here. See, it's kind of rolled back, so it gets stuck in the dash. So in order to pull it out, I have to have like 4 hands, 2 holding this guy in, and then one hand pulling the vent out without breaking it. And that's the problem I've been having with this particular guy. So if you guys are taking this apart for the first time, or if you've had other troubles, just remember, do the little trick here, and that will pull the vent right out. So I had to get at it with some super glue just to get those pieces back in, so it can sort of work or stay in place. With the super glue in there, I don't think these things are gonna move very well. What those things are, they're actually a guide that fits into a little slot right there on the actual vent itself. So it holds it in place and it lets all of them move together. So this bottom one right now is not connected, so it might not move with the rest of it, but now that I kind of glued it, they're kind of just stuck there. So I'll probably have to eventually replace this thing with a new one, or one I find on eBay or something, if I can find one for cheap. So we're back in here. Go ahead and just take the 10 millimeters out. One of the things I usually do is just put it in neutral. Make sure your car's got the parking brake on, and pull it out. Okay, pull it out enough so you can get to the wires. Gotta be careful not to scratch up or anything. There's a bunch of metal brackets in the back. The box on top of the radio is the TPMS computer. Just unplug that thing. Unplug the side harness here. And then just get all the harnesses in the back off. There is one harness on the side that's the same, so you gotta be careful with that one. A couple of these harnesses don't need to go out because they're actually just the harness from the radio to the nav unit. So I think I got them all out, so I'm gonna lift it out and see if I can, anything else holding it in. All right, so now I've got it out more. Get the radio antenna out. There's two antenna wires back here. And then get the radio plug, bottom here. All right, so everything's out. Take this baby out of the car. So if you guys are just interested in all the wiring that's going on back here on my particular car, so what I did way back in the day was I put in a little Navi override switch that basically just overrides the speed sensor on this car. What it does is I could temporarily turn off my speed sensor so I could actually use some of the functions on the navigation when I'm driving. So that one right here is this green wire. So I forgot how I did it, but I think I had to cut one wire over here, and then I had to tap another wire on this, which is actually the connector between the navigation and the radio. So that's one little rig I did. Then I have my screen navigation thingy where I can actually use my, I've got a DVD player and SD card player in here, but there's a little box that helps me convert that video into the car. So I've got some harnesses here that kind of sit in line or bypass the nav unit, so it goes right here. So this is the navigation antenna right here. I think, yeah, this is whatever. This is coming from that unit, that box that goes into the nav screen here. A DVD player right now I just tapped some power right here so I can provide power to that DVD player in the glove box. And there, well, like I mentioned earlier, there's two of these harnesses that share the same plug. So you might mistake, yeah, these two plugs right here are exactly the same right here. So you gotta be careful. They plug into one another, so you just gotta be careful there. Hey guys, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this episode. As you can see, pulling out the nav screen and the vent and everything was a little bit harder than I thought because I had broken some stuff before. So I was able to glue everything back on the vent, and it actually is all in one piece now. It doesn't move as well because I had to put that super glue, but at least I aimed it where I needed to aim it. So it actually blows in my face or in the passenger's face. The side to side and everything else works. But other than that, I mean, I actually looked this up to see how much it was, and it's like $200 freaking that some people want for this. I think the cheapest I found it for was like $150 on eBay, so I'm not going to be spending that kind of money. I'm going to just hope I find one of these in my local junkyard, and I just want to get the parts I need, or at least one intact. But anyways, if you guys found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to stay on top of all my projects that I'm going to be continuing on this car, fixing the nav screen and then changing out those LEDs, go ahead and subscribe to your channel and stay tuned for my future episodes on this. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.